Dan Illman might be your race number 7 at Keeneland on Sunday is the Grade 3 Beaumont Stakes at the about 7 furlongs on a bid course. And remember, if you're going to bet this race or the Keeneland card, deposit $50 into your new DRF Bets account. Bet with $200. Bets.drf.com is where you need to go for all of the details. Let's meet these 3-year-old fillies getting set to go about 7 furlongs. Chad Brown scratched the 8 feedback from the Grade 1 Ashland Stakes on Saturday to run in this shorter distance spot. Flashback's 2 starts to date have been very, very impressive.
Yeah, I think he probably made the right move, Dan, just to keep her at 7, at least for now. I'm sure he'll give her the chance to stretch out down the line. Boy, her debut at Saratoga last summer, that was really something. That was one of the more impressive 2-year-old performances of the whole meet. She missed time after that. I thought when she came back in the forward gal last time, you know, she worked a little bit hard to win that race, but she did what she had to do. I think it's a race she probably needed. If she takes a step forward out of that race, I just feel like, I know this is a good field. I think if she takes a step forward second off the layoff, I think she's going to be really tough in here.
I agree with you that I think she might have been a little bit short in the Devona Dale, and I also think that Irad had to use her early to maintain position, forward position, and that pace was pretty solid, and feedback had to dissuade another horse and kept on going in the stretch, and that field has come back real live. 3 next out winners, the 4th place finisher Jeltrin coming back to win the Devona Dale with a 91 Beyer speed figure. Feedback draws a nice outside post position. She's got good early speed. She's obviously dangerous in this spot. But Bob Baffert doesn't bring a slouch to Keeneland on Sunday. The number 2 Mother. In the races that she's lost, she's been in against both Bellafina and Chasing Yesterday. This is an easier spot, to say the least. She's 2 for 2 in races with no Bellafina and no Chasing Yesterday, and I like the cutback in distance for her as well.
Yeah, I really do think that the sprinting's probably going to be her game, and so that could really help her. They've only sprinted her once from her last 4 starts, and while she didn't win that race, she was second to Bellafina, who is probably also better going shorter. So we'll see if this turns out to be an easier spot. I'll admit I'm a little. I'm not really sure how good she actually is. I know she's good. I'm not sure how good. There's speed to her outside in this race. I felt like even though she's shipping in here in the right kind of race, I felt like this might be a tough spot for her again. If she's going to be second choice, maybe she's the one I'll try to beat in this race.
It'll be very interesting to see how this race dynamic plays out. We'll throw up the Timeform US pace projector, and I agree with you. Mother's kind of got to be used from post position 2 to establish position, and we've got the 5 Fancy Dress Party, the 8 feedback. They could be right on her tail, and Timeform US is projecting a fast pace for the Beaumont. Let's talk about Fancy Dress Party, undefeated from 3 lifetime starts. This is a really nice looking daughter of Munnings. I love the way she won that race 2 starts back at Churchill Downs. I know it was over a sloppy track. She had to prove it over fast going last time out. Ben Colebrook just found a great spot. Little restricted stake. She won as easy as pie. Now the waters get deeper.
I mean, I like all 3 of her races. She's looked really good in all of her starts. The numbers really aren't there, but I mean, she's basically a new 3-year-old now. And we'll just find out how good she is. I guess we'll find out a lot more about her now. This is a tough spot for her, but based on her first 3 races, I wouldn't take her too lightly. She's been really impressive.
What do you make of that turf work on April the 2nd?
Yeah, I mean, I try not to get too caught up in workouts. It's just not my thing. I don't know why he worked her on the grass, but maybe it's just something Colebrook does. I don't know. It's not something I really care about.
Wesley Ward sends out the 7 Iva, who was a popular winner over a synthetic surface last time out. The runner-up that day came back to run 3rd against the boys at Mahoning Valley and non-winners of 3L, and then pulled off one of the big shockers of 2019 by winning the Cicada in New York at a big price with an 80 Beyer speed figure. Iva's done nothing wrong in his career. She has shown the ability to stalk and finish. She has won on dirt. The question is whether she's fast enough to contend with the likes of Mother, feedback, etc.
Just another horse in this race who obviously has some ability, has done absolutely nothing wrong in her career, and is getting a big class test in this race. She's going to be a price in here. If you like her, you're supposed to bet her.
Like these turnbacks going 7 furlongs, Power Gal gets the needed turnback. She just didn't fire in the Honeybee. She was 7-2 that day. There was a big pace going on. I expected her to at least do something in the stretch. She didn't. 2 starts back, she won the Martha Washington. I did not think that was a strong field. Listen, maybe she's just going to end up being a late-running sprinter, and if that's the case, this race might set up for her.
I do like her turning back. I thought that her 3 races early on in her career when they were sprinting her were all pretty good. Not good enough to beat a field like this, but pretty good. So maybe turning back works for her. The race 3 back in the mud at Aqueduct, that was one where she was just sort of picking up pieces in there. The winner of that race sort of just took care of all the pace horses. Everybody was exhausted, and she picked up pieces to be third in there. She's got to do a lot better than that.
I liked what Shanghai Rain did last time out. It was her first start of the season, her first start with blinkers. She pulled off a 10-to-1 shocker at the fairgrounds in pace-pressing fashion. I'm not sure she's quick enough to go with these horses early, but maybe Gabriel Saez can sort of just tuck inside and hope something works out. She's going to have to need continued buyer improvement, however, but she's so lightly raced that it's not out of the question.
Yeah, agreed. That was a big improvement in her 3-year-old debut for a really good trainer. Going to be a big price in this race. There are ways to look at her and think you could use her somewhere.
Blinkers on for the 4 another time. Both lifetime wins have come over the Tapeta surface at Woodbine, although she ran okay in the Gasparilla 2 starts back. I think she's going to be a better filly on synthetic. Maybe the blinkers on wake her up. Last time out she was in against Champagne Royal, who came back to win the Gulfstream Oaks with a 90.
Yeah, always interested when Barb Mitchell ships a horse in because she's a very good trainer. But this horse feels like she's in a little bit tough in a race like this.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the Grade 3 Beaumont Stakes. I'm interested in your take on the number 3, Queen of Bees. I liked what I saw from her last time out. Stretching her out to a 1-turn mile, and to be honest with you, I think that's actually a little far for her. I know she was extending her lead through the stretch, but I didn't love the way she finished up as much as I did 2 starts back when she won at 7 furlongs, but I did like the fact that that was a day at Gulfstream where all the other races were won in either gate-to-wire fashion or pace-pressing fashion. This horse had to come with a wide bid on the turn. She took the lead. It was not a great field, but I like the way she runs. I like the way this race sets up for her. I think she's a sleeper. I'm surprised she's 3-to-1 in the morning line. I think she's going to drift off that price.
Yeah, I do too. I like her too, Dan. I wound up putting Feedback on top just because I like everything about her. I think she will step forward, but this was the other horse for me, so we'll see what she does. Her win 2 back, especially. I mean, listen, she got a perfect trip in that race, but the way that she was just riding in behind the horses on the turn there, waiting for somewhere to go, and then once she got clear, she just ran that horse down on the lead. They put an acre of ground on the rest of that field. She ran really well 2 back. I think she's pretty dangerous in there.
Mike's going to go with Feedback. I'm going to go 3, 8, 2, and 4 in the Grade 3 Beaumont Stakes, one of 2 graded races at Keeneland on Sunday. Bet the card with the new DRF Bets account. Deposit 50, bet with 200. Easy game. Bets.drf.com is where you need to go for all the details. Approximate post time for the Beaumont, 4:24 Eastern. Good luck.